Introducing the Open Palm Podcast with host Jerome Shaw, available today on your favorite podcast platforms. The Open Palm Podcast is a positive, uplifting, motivational, and inspirational podcast. The host brings his insight and philosophy, and you can't help but gravitate towards his smile, his words, and his wisdom. Again, the podcast he hosts is titled The Open Palm Podcast. It's about inspirational messages, motivating themes, and thought-provoking ideas and topics. He'll also help you become more aware and in harmony with your own life, giving you a better understanding of your place in the world and using your skills accordingly, greeting the world with an open palm instead of a closed fist. You can find the show today on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and more. You can also connect with the host on Instagram at Jerome Shaw. That's JROMESHAW on Instagram. Jerome Shaw with the Open Palm Podcast. Motivation, meditation, mentality. Go listen, download, and subscribe today.
Recently, I've been reading this book called The Millionaire's Secrets by Mark Fisher. And in one chapter, there was a wonderful quote that I want to let you know about. It said that in the greatest adversity lies the seed of highest achievement. What does this quote mean to you, my friend? Have you received great adversity in life? Great obstacles, great grief, great pain or sorrow? Have you seen problems where others see opportunity? For in the greatest adversity lies the seed of highest achievement. It used to be that when I was sent to a boarding school in Calhoun, Tennessee, I thought that it was a punishment beyond measure when I was young to send me away to this Seventh-day Adventist school where we had vegan food. For 11 months I stayed there. And there was a system beyond the grading system of traditional school. There was a grading system for your behavior. We were lumped into behavioral classes. Level 1, Level 2, Level 3, Level 4, and Level 5. And if you made it to Level 5, you were approaching your exodus. But you all started out on Level 1. Everyone. Whether you just came in, fresh off the street, doing the same chores, the same regimens, the same disciplines, having to run around the track or do push-ups or wash dishes for everyone at that boarding school, which was all boys, it wasn't co-ed. And I used to think that it was a punishment and that the system was flawed because when I came in, I tried to do everything right. I didn't ruffle any feathers. I didn't go against authority or the staff. I just was trying to be a goody two-shoes, a good little boy, right? To prove that I didn't belong there. But of course, I was sent there for a reason. And the staff wanted to find out that reason. And since I wasn't exhibiting any negative behaviors, I was just doing everything I was told, there was nothing to grow upon. There was nothing to nurture. There was nothing to correct. There was nothing to exceed any expectations. So it wasn't until I finally blew up, maybe around the second or third month of me being there, and exploded and had a fight with one of the students, that I was marked down, all the way down, back down below Level 1 to 0. And I had to start fresh. And now I was able to begin my journey of quote-unquote recovery or refinement. And I thought that the system was flawed because I said to myself, well, they were just waiting for me to do something negative in order for them to correct me and put me on a positive path. But now that I reflect back, I have a new perspective. I read this quote, "In the greatest adversity lies the seed of highest achievement," and it reminds me that in order for muscle to grow, in order to build muscle, it must first be torn, it must first be broken down, and then go into recovery and build up. You have to break it down to build it back up. There has to be a foundation to build upon. So, this lets me know, in a paradoxical way, that we will never reach our highest highs until we have reached our lowest lows. It is a paradox, but it makes complete sense to me now. You won't be grateful. You won't be satisfied. You won't be content. You won't be able to appreciate what you have until you are met with adversity. It is the bad that gives meaning to the good. It is the dark that gives meaning to the light. It is the sorrows that give meaning to the joys. It is the suffering that gives meaning to the pleasures. Everything that you go through has meaning. But perhaps if you were born into a life of luxury, a life of bliss where you had everything that anyone could ever want, all your desires fulfilled, nothing wanted, money was no option, just everything at your disposal, at the ready, would you not be bored with this kind of life? Not knowing peril, not knowing anguish, not knowing agony, not knowing depression, not knowing anything low. Would you not take for granted something given to you at a stage where you had not enough life experience to either earn it, learn it, or appreciate it? It's the sad truth. We must experience loss to appreciate gain. Muscle that is to grow must first be broken down. Thank you for listening, my friend. This has been Jerome Shaw on TOP, the Open Palm Podcast here in San Antonio, Texas. I pray you received an encouraging message, letting you know that even in the greatest adversity lies the seed of highest achievement. Never be afraid of your failures or the flaws in life. The things in your life where you fall down, the times when you fall down, it's okay. It's not about when you fall down, it's about how you get back up. And know that you will reach the highest of highs once you have tasted the lowest of lows. Don't shy away or run away from the bad times in life. They make the good times all the more worthwhile. Share this episode with someone who needs to hear it. And if this is your first time receiving this podcast, subscribe for inspirational messages like this. And if you'd like to support, consider opening your browser to anchor.fm/jshaw. Clicking that support button there is much appreciated. Big shout out, thank you to all the wonderful supporters who donate to the podcast, making it possible for episodes like this. Have a wonderful and blessed day or night, wherever you are, and take care, my friend.